Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are going to now want to record how many times a person's affected cumulatively. So to do that, we are going to add in a variable to that person that's going to keep a running total. Its value will initially be 0, and it will be an integer because it represents a count. And when will this need to be incremented? Can anyone say? When they get infected, right? So we need to increase running total infection count at the point where they've gotten infected. Are we okay with that idea?
What did we add?
We added this variable because we're seeking to keep track of the number of times cumulative number of times that a person has gotten infected. It's an integer variable. Right? Does that make sense to people? This is going to keep track of the number of times this person has gotten infected so far in the model. It's going to initially be 0. It's a count, so it's an int. And each time they get infected, we're going to increment that.
You know, I find that confusing because I'm going to think about that at a population level, even though it's in a person. Could we say the running total infection count
For person or
per person?
My running total infection count?
Something like that.
Or personal. I like this. I like what you're saying, and I really value feedback of what's confusing. So it could be my running total, or what do you think the best name is? Personal.
Because the my and the this are contradictory.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Personal running total.
Yeah.
Good. I like it.
But that's something you would have to do consistently all the way through. And if that's not your style, then having different styles put together are even more confusing.
Well, no, I mean, I actually think hearing that, you have to understand, models are built also to communicate, or they should be, in my view. And so hearing what people find confusing or what they find, off-putting or could throw them off, that will help me shape what my conventions are. So saying personal, I like it.
Thinking it makes sense because we're lost. But I think when you start putting personal and then you put person.personal, then you lose.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's personal because you're in the person. You don't need it.
Yeah, it's implied by being in the person.
It's already implied by being in the person, and so by putting it there, then I'm not.
Yeah, but when we import it,
when I understand the language better, I most likely won't need it because I will say person.
No, I would agree, but when I'm sharing it with another user who may not have developed this, and they look at this and they'll say, another user might not go, okay, because it's on person, it has to be that individual's. It won't. Yeah, I know. But
yeah, I don't know. It depends. It depends where you're using it and how much I'm going to get the question the other way. Why is it person.personal?
Right. Right. I understand exactly what you're saying. I think this is a very good dialogue, and it's a worthy dialogue. And the point is, it is worth thinking about how we name things because it does help head off confusions.
That would be such a good help, but
yeah. Okay, so ladies.
It's also the legacy. When I come back 2 years from now, and I'm not using any logic as much, will I get what that is?
Right. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do something just like we did for this with these variables here. We're going to in fact go and copy all of them. How did I do that? I click on this, I right click on this, and I right click on this so that I've got all of them selected. And now I'm going to copy, and I'm going to, I'm actually even better. Copy and paste will do. But then I have to drag the whole shebang up. And it may not drag these guys. Oh, man, that was painful. Okay, what I could do is I could. Did it work for you?
Well, no, I did a little thing and it drew a little box on it. And
yeah.
then I did a Control-C and it copied
Okay. Okay, I'm flailing here. Let's try this. Hey, come on. Okay. I basically want to copy all of these guys, and I want to copy them above. And I just tried to click on all of them, holding down, clicked on the first, and then control click on the others. So it selected all of them. Then I held down control, and I dragged up, and now it's copying all of them. Okay. Hey, it worked. Okay, great. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So now we have these things. Now the question is
You don't have your alert. Your event.
I don't want the event yet. I'm going to create a new
Should I
event.
delete mine?
No, we can fix it up. Or you could delete it, either one. Yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, so what we're going to do here is we are going to now change the names of these histogram data objects to go from connection count, high SES, to infection count. Maybe it should be called personal infection count. High SES. Sorry?
It's in Maine, right?
It's in Maine. This is all in Maine. This is all down Maine. It should be personal infection count here, and instead of connection count now. And similarly, this guy should be personal infection count. Make sure at the end it doesn't have a 1. Mine has a 1 because it stuck a 1 there to avoid a name clash, to avoid having it have the same name. So these should be personal infection count, low SES histogram data, personal infection count, high SES histogram data, and then this histogram, this new histogram, instead of being called connection count histogram, it should be called personal infection count histogram. And where it says title, low income connection count, it should be low income personal connection counts. How do you like that? And for histogram, it's going to refer to personal.
Do you mean infection?
Sorry? Infection. Yeah. Did I say something else? Personal. Oh yeah, personal infection. Sorry, infection counts. Infection counts. Okay. And there should be high income personal infection counts. And this should be, histogram should be personal infection count, high SES histogram data. Now the TAs are going to need to be in high demand in a moment, potentially, because we've just copied and pasted, and when you copy and paste, things can be forgotten. So what did I just do? I copied and pasted all of these. I went and I renamed these to be personal infection count, high SES histogram data, and personal infection count, low SES histogram data. I didn't frob any other settings. And then I went to this, this histogram, and I called it personal infection count histogram. And I had it referred to the personal infection count, low SES histogram data, and the personal infection count, high SES histogram data. And now I'm going to build, and the TAs may be needed to repair the structures. Okay? Is it building? Okay, that's a good sign. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're converging on getting this example done. And next we're going to turn our attention to the uncertainty. But ladies and gentlemen, first we have to populate these with an event. Right? Okay, now Dina had the foresight to copy this here. And I am actually going to follow her lead. I thought I'd create it de novo, but I actually think it would be better because we can adapt this code. So I'm going to right-click on this event we added earlier, copy. I was thinking on balance, I'd rather rewrite it, but now I'm thinking the opposite, having weighed additional factors. So I'm going to right-click on this event and choose copy, and then I'm going to go up above and paste it. Okay? I'm going to go up here and try to paste it in. Now, let's hope AnyLogic puts it. Oh, I just put it who knows where. Oh, man. Okay, fine. I'll click on it, and I'll hold down Control. I'll copy it up, and I'll let go Control, and now it's copied it, just like Dina did earlier. Okay? So now we have a copy of that earlier event. Now we will apply our will upon it. So this, instead of being called populate connection count, it's going to be called populate personal infection count histogram data, histogram event. And ladies and gentlemen, instead of going off only once, this will go off periodically. We're going to do this cyclically with a period of every 1 month. Tempted to do every year, but every month. Are we okay with that? And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to loop through each person in the population. If the population is greater than a certain value, population income, we're going to add them to personal infection count histogram data. Okay, it's being truculent. Personal infection count high histogram data. Use autocomplete. It's your friend. Personal infection count low SES histogram data. And what do we want to add in? Do we want to add in their connections number? No. What do we want to add in? Their personal infection. There you go. Personal running total infection count. That's what it is. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen. It's not auto-completing?
No.
Okay, could you check that, Winchell? Okay.
Right, that works. And then this add person dot person.
I'll put this up on the big screen. Oh. Hey.
Sorry? Yeah, personal. What is it called? Personal infection. No. Yeah. Oh, it's running. That's why it's not personal.
Oh, I did.
It's running. There we go.
What does it say? Oh, Alan?
Yeah, it's because it's called something other than personal. It's running total infection count.
Oh, so you didn't change it to personal.
No.
Okay. So, yeah, whatever it is here, whatever you called it here, this is just the variable you added.
Yeah.
Whatever you called it. I originally called it running total, but then I changed it. Do you see it in person?
Yeah, but mine is the same as yours. I don't know why it's not.
Okay, could I check it out? Maybe it's because you
Running total section
Could I see this?
Oh, there it is.
It needs to be.
Yeah, person running. Yeah, that's right.
No.
Okay,
Not far.
and then this one. Yeah. Okay, person dot. Oh, you don't want the begin paren end paren. This is not a.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, so get rid of that begin paren end paren. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing is not This thing we're getting is a variable. It's not a function, so we're not calling it. Oops. We're not calling this thing. We're just using value. So there's no begin paren, end paren at the end. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no begin paren, end paren. This is not a function. Personal infection running time. If this were a function, we'd call it like that, but it's not a function. It's just a variable. Are we okay? Who needs more time?
I wanted to make sure that what I was seeing made sense with this.
Yeah. Okay, let's run it. Build it. And now let's run it. What should we see? Ladies and gentlemen, what should we see?
Yeah, and the code over here.
What should we see here?
No double, you have to double.
Oh my gosh.
It's just a close bracket and semicolon. Because this
How
is
come yours are on top of each other and mine are side by side?
And then that should be a small part.
That's a very good question.
Because we replicated it from below, right? So it should be the same kind of histogram.
You would think so.
Yeah.
We may be running different versions of any logic.
Yeah, I don't know, but my bottom one and your bottom one look alike, and my top one is more the same.
It might depend on your population. You could be running a different experiment.
Yeah, it's true, but you wouldn't think so. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, this doesn't look quite right. So, Alan, could you check out, or Alan, could you help Carolina here? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the final plot I want to put in.
Should be a count instead of a percent.
It should be a count, yeah.
And it's down to percent.
Well, it may be a fraction. It's a histogram. Maybe it's showing the fraction of them that fall within a certain range, or
So you should be referencing
or what have you.
data
Because all the mass will add up to 1,
Right,
Dina.
right,
And so,
exactly.
yeah.
or do a build first. Yeah, and save it.
No, but it's a histogram, so you have the distribution.
Yeah.
And it shows the distribution of,
It's,
so the actual given infection covered.
Yeah, so whatever, I think it's whatever parameters you put in, they're not, or they are the same.
yeah, I actually wish I could see it side by side like yours. Yours be and okay, but finally, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to add one more graph, and that's going to complete our sort of output mechanisms, and then we're going to try doing the parameter variation experiment. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you need a bit more time with this?
Mine's sort of stacked.
Is yours stacked like mine?
Yeah. Stacked.
Winchell might be able to recognize why that is.
I think I took it from the stack.
Okay, yeah, I will post mine here, and we'll go on. But Winchell, do you know why this was stacked like this while this one is not?
I think it just depends
Both of
where
mine
the
are
values
stacked,
are
actually.
called. If there's,
Oh, I mean, if there's no overlap, it'll.
There's no overlap, it's not gonna stack. It's just the overlap, it's not actually stacked.
It's not stacked. This is just this one is higher than that.
You can
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So the low income has higher infection counts.
But I guess
You can select the lower income to just show that.
Oh yeah, folks. Good point. Winchell just reminded me. One nice feature of these graphs is if you click on one of these things, you can just display that one with the other one kind of grayed out, and this one. See that? Now that's a dramatic difference. Take a look at this, Dina. This for high income, a large fraction 0. It's 0 heavy. Watch this. For low income, This is actually quite low, the fraction that of 0, and large numbers up here. In short, these are stacked, or they're not stacked, but they're one behind the other. But the high income exhibits a very zero-heavy tail, while the low income has very few people with 0 infections. Do you see that? High income, low income. Big difference.
They're not offset.
They're not off.
Usually you get side by side.
Yeah, you would like it
You
side
would
by
never do
side.
this.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of
I
weird.
don't think I can do that in Excel unless I really,
It's not translated.
It's kind of strange. Now, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I would remind you that you can do this. You can copy, right-click here. Ladies and gentlemen, remember that you can right-click here, copy all, and you could go over to Excel, and in a sheet in Excel, you should be able to, you should be able to copy things in. It's not being too helpful. But one thing you could do is you could do text import wizard here, and you can divide it up according to I think it's a tab or one of these other things. It will actually divide it up into successive values. I think maybe this one is the best. So this is the number that fall within certain bins. Okay?
how do you get, access labels, XC labels on?
As Alan said, I think you're going to need to do it dragged in manually.
So the Y, yeah. The X though, you can specify.
Is that right, Alan? You can specify that manually?
No,
The X?
just the X's. Well, you can put titles in.
Is that right?
Yeah. But
Okay, I don't.
Y's, you have to.
Okay. Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
So you have to.
So,
This is, legend.
yeah.
That's the legend.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
That's what it-
axis label, what is that axis, and what is that axis?
Right.
That's okay.
You gotta bring it in yourself.
So it does.
No
yeah.
easy answer, I'll worry about later.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So, so what I would like to do is to go and add one more thing. So I'm going to save this away.